Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Sunday, December 12th, 2021. As the markets reopen in Globex, we are again moving higher, not tremendously, but higher nonetheless. And that's a rather positive sign for what we need to expect in the markets moving forward. And if the rally is to continue, this is more important. If the rally is to continue, and again, the count that does demonstrate we should go up to new highs comes into play, the market does need to pick up the rally and does need to get itself above 16,437. That's the break where it's like the threat or the stronger threat of an ABC coming down or at a C wave remains. The threat that the possibility that it goes back to what was the preferred account became the alternate. So again, as the alternate would have to come back, suggesting that this was the end point for all of those advancing sequences. And this is an A wave, and this is a B wave. If we fail and we come tumbling down, so if we fail to break that and we start to break lower, it increases the possibility that this was an A, this is the B, we do a C wave down, and that in and of itself will complete a one step higher A wave. So this all remains in play for right now. And it's all up to the market. So let's take a look. Upside, it does need to pick up. So we need to see the Asian markets come online, be very encouraged by whatever, and buy it up. And then also the same thing in Europe. So however they want to interpret what's going on over the weekend and what's happening in their own countries, et cetera, needs to be reflected with an upside move. A downturn, on the other hand, would then, so let me just put, this is the 4-hour chart. So what I'm showing in perspective a little bit on that, it's not in a bad position. We're actually in a very good position to just launch out in a minute fifth wave to complete this minor fifth wave. So that still remains a more positive aspect of what I'm looking at least on a 4-hour level. Now I'm going to take it down to the hourly, which puts us in a little bit of perspective about how do we want to trade this coming tomorrow. And that is where I was making reference to. If the market starts to move higher, again, I'm going to open this up. So now we're seeing it even a little bit tighter. That this is the, I'm going to move it back down. That's the minor 4. So we're in this minor fifth wave. We're determining if it's really come about as, are they all going to be minute waves? And this is minute 5, which is up to that finishing point, or is it going to come in short, like maybe just getting itself above 16,437 and then putting in the fifth and then starting to come down again. And then this could all possibly be only the very first wave out of that 5 that we're looking for. So again, we still have those possibilities, but let's narrow it even tighter. If the rally continues, we get above 372, we start heading back for 400, 16,400 and get above 37. A positive that this remains the beginning stages of a fifth wave. That's all a good thing. And within that, I can put the 4, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it all overlaps. And it just basically tells me if this could be a 5, this is a, this is a 5 up, so that's 1, and that's 2. Doesn't break into a new low, but 1 of 5, 2 of 5, and now we're launching higher in a 3 of 5, which definitely would pick up the pace and would be cleanly expected to break this level. It's $100 from where we are. It's 100 points from right where we are. We're at 47 and it needs to reach 37, so 90 points. And that's what I would be expecting. If that occurs, it should again renew the trend, and the trend might be up for the day. And then again, we'd be back into looking at declines, the corrections as being small. This all had to do with just Friday's expiration and the opening and that driving, everybody got out, and then the drive that everybody got back in. And then basically going into that last hour until we got a stronger rally into the bell. Now, all that is behind us. Again, now we're setting the stage for next Friday's expiration, which happens to be a monthly. So there's a little bit more involved. Nonetheless, expiration. So upside picture needs to pick up the pace, get itself above 437. Breaking down, it's going to come back below these moving averages. If it breaks below the 20, which is that dark blue, and then it breaks below the 50, which is sort of that brownish, and then it breaks below the 200, which right now is sitting at 16,183, 184. If it breaks below that, and then it's heading for this, it's really telling us there's going to be more weakness Monday, Tuesday, and then we can make a determination as how deep it gets. But if it starts to break down, then I would assume that we're going to get weakness for a day, maybe two. I would definitely be looking for new lows below 120, but then it still could be an ABC. Again, we have this, the entire picture not necessarily fitting as well. So again, both scenarios, if this turns into just an ABC up, again, when we look at that, let me just go to that 30-minute, which is going to show the same story. Come on, computer, hang in there with me. There we go. It's the same deal, that it turns into an ABC up. And then we're looking at a much stronger decline in terms of a C wave. And that could be working into a third wave and ultimately may come down and break below 15,538. So two very probable scenarios. It's a 50-50 shot. That's how I would measure this on a probability scale. It's just who takes control. Now, if sellers take control, we know it's like, okay, they're going to get out. They're just moving it. They're changing the tone. And the same thing for the buyers. If the buyers come back in, they're just changing the tone. They're showing, well, we're going to just move it here. And that's what we want. So whichever one takes over, just be prepared. That's the name of the game right now. Being able to sit and trade while it's actually happening. And again, that's moving everything down. And you're taking a look at a 1, a 2, and a 5-minute chart. And again, I don't look at them in that tight. I open them up so I can see more of what's happening. So on the 2-minute, you're opening up even less so that you can see it on the 1-minute. I don't see anything but that rally. Ding, 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 ding. That's how the market opened. That's how it closed on Friday. And then we did pull back. And now we're up. And you see, it's still, that could be 1, 2, or 3, 4. Inside it, again, 1 minute. So you're just being able to count 3 down, 1, 2, more A, B, and a C, bringing us back below 345, very possible. Again, we'll see. But for trading, you can use these charts. And then there are different factors involved. Back to the other chart. I'm sorry, I digress for Sunday. So there's both sides. Ultimately, an upside move still carries potential to take us to new all-time highs. And that would be above 16,767, all the way up here, 68 actually. So, and that remains in the picture. And therefore, that still leaves this target right there, 16,886, first target. Then you have 17,076 or 17, whatever number we want to put there, but 17,000. And then we have 17,253, all viable. Depends on how hard Santa wants to come in, how hard the rally wants to go, et cetera, et cetera. But please don't give a crap about the who, what, where, when, why. Focus on what's happening in front of you and just trade and have fun. It is so much fun to just let the market beat the market and just step in and trade as you need and follow the trend. Now, there are times when it gets real choppy, and that would be on expiration day, As sides move in and out because they're adjusting positions, you get a lot of crazy moves. But when a market is like this, starting on a Monday, Tuesday, they will develop trend where everybody kind of comes in and we're all doing the same thing. And it's easier to just go along with them, either direction. Let somebody else decide why. We just play along. That's where I'm going to leave it for right now. Trade smart, trade using the moving averages, trade using the Fibonacci, and have a great trading day tomorrow. Next update will be Monday the 13th.